313. And we have Melissa here, we have Britney, and we have Dr. Stacy, soon to be Professor Dee from the 313 Daring, and we have the one and only CEO and founder of Sista Girls from the 313. And we are getting ready to go live and get to entertaining this interesting podcast. We're getting ready to do with these beautiful.
Good evening. Thank you all for tuning in, for joining us on this beautiful, so thankful Thursday, Friday Eve, Friday Junior, whatever you want to call it. First and foremost, we want to let you all know that our next event is less than 10 days away. It's called Help a Little One. We're blessing families and children with gifts, kind words, love, encouragement. We're going to have a nice little fellowship party for them, contest, little vendors. It's going to be a great celebration on December 12th from 2:30 to 7 p.m. We are still taking donations. You can give gift cards, monetary, toys. You can hit up our CEO, boss girl, Nikki. And we want to give a great shout out to a lot of our supporters, our vendors, our sponsors. We have Target, Myers, Walmart, Lowe's, Sam's Club, Michigan First, the music firm, Panera, where they got the Asiago cheese bagels at. Yes. We even have Moe's. What's the name of Moe's?
Moe's Auto Shop.
Moe's Auto Shop. Yes. And we also have our sponsoring church, Greater Ebenezer, that have all helped us out. So please still donate. You can drop something in the comment. If you want to donate, you can inbox myself or CEO Boss Girl Nikki Nicole Jones on Facebook to still donate. We appreciate that. But without further ado, let's get into tonight's theme. So tonight we are talking about showing love with gratitude. It is the season of gratitude, and y'all always hear me say an attitude of gratitude is for the win. It keeps you peaceful, it keeps you happy, so we're going to talk about it. So we're going to start out talking to my top accountability partner, my ace, my wellness coach, my partner in crime, my traveling buddy, Melissa Johnson. Talk to us. So Melissa has this amazing heart. So Melissa's birthday was on November 9th. She is the CEO and founder of Living Out Loud with Melissa nonprofit organization. So tell us, what did we do for your birthday, Melissa?
Well, the organization, so for the last 10 years on my birthday, I go out and I give flowers away for smiles. And so for the last 2 years, our organization's done it as a group, and we reached, I think, 5 states this year, which was amazing. But I love to see people smile, so I don't know, I have been doing that, and the things and the stories and the things that have stemmed from that, the ripple effect of kindness has been amazing. So it's one of my favorite things.
So on your birthday, you give out flowers.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're not expecting somebody to give you like some beautiful flowers. You're like, nah, I'm giving out flowers today.
No, last year we did 300 flowers, which was amazing, and this year we did 1,300.
What? Yes, talk about multiplication.
It was so good.
And y'all know Professor Dee participated. I gave out flowers to all the ladies at church, to family and friends, and those flowers actually lasted for like 3 weeks. They just had my table looking really pretty. It's so exciting.
Carnations.
So tell us more about Living Out Loud with Melissa. Tell us the foundation, how that came to fruition, what inspires you to launch this nonprofit, everything.
So I, for the last 10 years, have gotten into leadership development and had a mentor and started learning a lot. And when I didn't learn till I was like 27, and when I was learning, I was like, I wish somebody would have taught these things to me at an earlier age. So it's always been on my heart, leadership development and things like that, learning at an earlier age. So I decided that's what I wanted to do. So my heartbeat and passion is to encourage, educate, and empower our youth, because that is our next generation. Those are, and obviously, with what's going on in the world right now, I really think that our kids are who we should concentrate on. So we do mentoring sessions and workshops, and we meet and gather and go to schools and sponsor teachers and just kind of like love on our kids and empower them.
What's up next for Living Out Loud with Melissa?
Well, this year we're only a year and a half in, so we're really new. Yeah, so it's very new. We're just kind of getting our name out there. Our hope, our goal for the next 5 years is I can see like little branches of Living Out Loud, and having an arm that works on self-development and that part, and then the community outreach part, which we've been doing a lot of this year. which I found like another heartbeat, right? So I love working with the youth, but I love giving. I just do. And so we've done a lot of that, which I'm like, well, we can do it all.
Absolutely. Sky is the limit.
Like, why
so
not do it all?
you know I can't let you not talk about health is wealth.
Yeah.
Can we talk about it, wellness coach? Melissa is my wellness coach, y'all. I just want y'all to know that.
Yeah.
So she why I look 27 today.
It's kind of, she looks amazing. I can't believe it. So I struggled with weight my whole entire life. Little backstory about that. It's from being a victim of sexual abuse, and I'm very able to share that at this point. But I use food as comfort, and nobody, really knew at the time. It was kind of something I kept to myself, and food was my thing. And so I was in my first teen obesity program when I was 14 years old. And I just did all the programs. Like, I just continued to do all the programs like, we do. And I can stay on a program and lose weight, and it works for me. But the second that I've gotten off of that, I gain my weight back plus some. It's always been the issue. So I've lost 50 pounds, gained 40, lost 20, for a long time. And so I was watching a girlfriend on Facebook winning, and I was probably at one of my lowest of lows. And I was like, I'm just so ready. And one of the components in this program is an education system that helps work on your mindset. So when I went all in and just kind of, worked on that part of my life and getting over that and kind of dealing with it. And it's allowed me to totally think of food in a different way. And it's changed my life. So not only have I, lost weight, that's just a side effect of all of the other things. My marriage is better because I'm better. I started inspiring people around me. One of them was my mom. She was like the first one, right? Like all
Mama
the girls,
Bear, Mama Bear.
All the girls in your circle, and she lost 30 pounds, and it was amazing. Probably in like 2.5 months. And she actually was looking in the mirror, and she found a lump on her breast, which was totally scary. But she found it early, and I think that because of that weight loss, we always put ourselves on the back burner, right? Like women, we just do it. So she was able to go and stage 1 breast cancer. So she's good, 16 radiation treatments. She's doing amazing, but she was also diabetic, which inspired my husband. Shout out to Johnny. Johnny Johnson. So he is pretty stinking amazing, and he lost 60 pounds. He is off all of his blood pressure meds, and he's taking 75% less insulin than he was. And so it's literally changed his health, my life, because it's easier to cook for him now. Right, absolutely. And so you just happen to be one of those people that my story inspired, and now you're inspiring other people. So it's just kind of like it's that ripple effect, which it's amazing. It's
amazing.
I know. I just got a gift on the way here. Actually, I went and seen Sherry. She's another one of my clients, and it says "Empowered Women, Empower Women."
Oh my God! I feel like we need that on the shirt. I feel like that's gonna be a shirt. It's gonna be a shirt.
Always talk about empowering women. That's
definitely
empowering young kids too.
You have to.
And little girls gotta empower them.
Being like this all the time, like, why do we need to hate each other when we can just love and encourage each other to be our best?
Absolutely.
See, that's the essence of living out loud.
I know, that is the essence. Yeah.
Yes,
it's totally it. Because then you find awesome
diversity
around you, right?
That's what's important.
And that's what it's all about at the end of the day, is having a community that pushes you and makes you great.
I appreciate you. Thank you for living out loud.
I love you.
And encouraging me to live out loud. Next we have, my Britney. I call her my Wonder Woman, and y'all are about to find out why.
Yes.
I call her my Wonder Woman. And actually, it just popped up in my Facebook memories that we met 3 years ago today at a woman empowerment event.
That's awesome.
She was a speaker, and she came through bringing fire. I said, that girl gonna be my friend. She is not leaving here without being my friend. So we've been friends ever since. She's the life of the party in so many ways. But when we met, I said it's gonna be a dynamic connection. So Britney and I have been like running together at different places popping up, and she is a serial entrepreneur, but she's also like a genius. So let's talk about it's like nothing she can't do, y'all. Anything she touch, I'm telling you, it's like,
let me sit up
it's like gold.
Well,
I
that
want to
sounds
meet her
perfect.
too.
Yeah, I want to meet her too.
Look in the mirror. Somebody got a mirror.
Girl.
So,
Why?
Brittany, where should we start? Well, first, let's start off with your business, the event, the creativity, bringing the experience for your clients. Let's talk about that.
So I own the Top Pick Collective, which is a full service event management company. We specialize in curated events, which just simply means that we take a theme and we kind of supersize it. So like we just did a safari themed baby shower. It had animals and African dancers and drummers and leaves hanging from the ceiling.
That's so cool.
And so we like immerse them in the whole experience. We did like a around the world baby shower. Everybody got passports and there was hibachi and there was
Man, I
Jamaican
want us to be
food.
at
And
that.
That's cool.
so in addition to doing great decor, my goal is always to immerse people in the whole theme that we're doing. So that has really set us apart. And we've been doing really well. We've had a record-breaking year this year.
Absolutely. And I've been able to like witness that, which has been awesome. But let's talk about your day life, because I call you like Wonder Woman, because it's almost like a Superwoman thing. Like in the daytime, she may be like getting her lowest laying on real calm. Then at night, it's on and popping. So let's talk about
Sorry.
let's talk about your
Vibration.
day career, your background.
Woo.
I know you can go back if you want to go back to like housing. You can do that.
Okay,
However
we're
you
gonna
wanna do it.
start there. We're
Okay.
gonna start there. I'm gonna take them on a real fast train.
Boom, let's do it.
Okay, hop on the Amtrak. Okay.
Let's go.
So, my career background is banking. I came out of college at Central Michigan.
Oh.
And I got my first job fresh out of college as a banker at Chase.
Mm-hmm.
Moved my way up to being a branch manager.
Mhm.
Then I went over to Huntington, opened up their branches for them. This was all in Grand Rapids. Then I came down to Detroit, started my career at Quicken, which was a game changer. I started off as a banker at Quicken and moved through literally every single job in the mortgage world. So I was a banker, I was a processor, I was a real estate agent. I'm a real estate investor myself. So anything that has to do with housing and kind of finance, that is where my career began. And then that, I guess, teaching has kind of always been in the background, because even when I worked at Chase has like a community outreach program that nobody knows about because nobody does it.
Oh.
But they empower their branch management team to go out and teach like budgeting classes, housing classes, and it's solely up to the branch manager if they want to do it. Of course, I was one of those branch managers that did it.
Of course you were.
So I would go out to urban communities and teach all about budgeting, all about housing, how to get your first house, how to fix your credit, and all of that stuff. So even in my career background, I taught.
Right.
So when I transitioned into owning my own business, I still taught.
Exactly.
And I got recruited to come teach business at a local high school.
Mhm.
So I still do that now. So I teach business to seniors at an inner city school. So that's my daytime.
Yes. But can we highlight how you brought the family in? What are your boys doing?
So my boys, who are 12 and 16, they also own their own business.
Yes.
Party Boys Entertainment.
Yes.
They are balloon gurus. So they do all things balloon related. So every balloon job, for the most part, that you see on our Instagram or anything like that, my children did that. I don't do anything with balloons. I'm actually kind of scared of balloons. When they pop, I'm like, oh Jesus, take me back to Mac Avenue. Like, oh God. So I try and stay far away from them. I typically have really long nails, so they want me to stay away from them. So these are creations that these teenage boys really are knocking out by themselves. So I'm really, really proud of them.
I am too. So listen, I just need you to say this just because I need everybody to understand the dynamics of your life. How old are you, Britt?
I'm 32.
32.
Yes.
Yes,
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. serial entrepreneur was teaching on housing, banking, get your own house, budgeting, life skills, and you're still doing that now. The high school don't even want to let you go, and you have this amazing event space and creating all of these like dreams come true. Like the one you did for Jamel Hill to Come Into America.
Yeah.
Jesus, that was epic. Like
It
was so epic. Like crazy epic. Like
Gabrielle Union commented on it.
Listen,
It was
that's
like,
amazing.
can I just, Jamil, you're great. Can I just tell your girl that to get with your girl and
Make
we
it
can be
happen.
girl.
Right, so it's coming nationwide.
It's coming. It's coming. I see it.
Taking into existence.
It's
But she was
coming.
so dope. She was so
I
dope
see it
to
coming.
work with.
I see it coming. So now we have the beautiful. Do you like for me to call you Gina or Sergeant Gigi? Who would you like for me to call you?
I'm Gina.
Okay, so we have the beautiful Gina that has joined us, and we're still talking about love and gratitude. So Gina, can you tell us about your career and how you've been doing work in the community and giving back and all those great things? Talk to us.
I retired as a Detroit police officer / detective. I worked 21 years of Detroit police before I retired. Unfortunately, I retired with a duty. But I earned that. I got hit by a drunk driver, female, and it injured me until it caused me to retire early. I didn't plan on retiring that early at the age of 41, but it took me out of here. But I'm thankful I'm alive.
Amen.
Right. But yes, I worked 13 years with the same partner. At the 13th precinct, 13.
Gotcha.
But it's the 3rd precinct now.
Okay, gotcha.
And then I left there and I went to homicide for 3 years. And I left there and I retired as a detective over at the 12th precinct, which is Woodward and 7 Mile.
Gotcha.
Palmer Park area. Yeah, and I was doing armed robberies,
Oh wow.
basically.
Okay. Wow.
Like B&Es and armed robberies. Yeah, and then all of a sudden I just took a duty because I decided to work a day at overtime with some rookie officer that wanted to write a ticket, and I was showing her how to write a ticket, and a drunk driver decided to hit us.
Wow.
And I was a driver.
Oh,
She
man.
crashed into my door and injured me, and it went into my back and paralyzed me for a minute. But I'm thankful. I'm alive.
Yes, absolutely. We're thankful too that you recovered.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are you looking forward to in the future? Like would you like to work on, some projects, some things you would like to do?
So I'm always giving back. Like me and Nikki talked about. I just did give back book bags.
Gotcha.
So my husband, he owns a barbershop on East 7 Mile in DeQuinder. Him and a friend of his owns Sam's barbershop across from the laundromat. It's called Sam's Barbershop, and his name is Chaz. So we gave back over 38 book bags, non-profit, out our pocket.
Right.
I didn't even write it off. It's just something we do on a regular.
Okay.
We do that, and we do Coke giveaways.
Nice. So
And-
you're doing that now? Are you doing the Coke giveaway now?
I'm doing
Okay.
the Coke giveaway right now, and it's just something that we do in our heart just to give back to the community for their support of the kids that come and support the barbershop. It's just something that we feel like it's something that needs to be done.
Absolutely.
The book bag was to get them back ready for school
Yeah.
because they had been out during
Right,
the pandemic
right.
and they was not acting ready for this school
Yeah.
year. And it's
Right.
like, I'm not ready for this school year. So it's like, let me give you something that, okay, so if I can give you a Fortnite book bag, there's something that you want to play on all this year,
Yes.
you might be ready to say, okay,
I'm ready to
I might want to go.
Yes.
I might want to go to class with this book bag. Okay, so I was like,
Absolutely.
okay, yeah.
Absolutely.
If I can give you a book bag, maybe you'd be like, okay, maybe I want to go to
Let's
class
go.
and learn something. Okay,
Absolutely. I love it.
so
How can we donate coats to you for the giveaway? Like, how can we get in contact? What can we do to
okay,
with
so
you to get
I
the coats?
might. Okay, so I just started working at Macy's part time as like a part time giveaway. I mean, as a part time gig. So I know they do a lot of giveaways. So I asked them, but they do a non-profit. And I'm not a part of a nonprofit, but I know Nikki is.
Mhm.
And I was wondering if you guys can get into it, and then we can do it and make sure the communities get the nonprofit giveaway of the coats.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
we
we'll
can make that
definitely look into
connection.
that.
See, it's all about connect. You see how we
Absolutely.
connected?
Because I seen them do the book bags
Where?
after I did it.
Yeah.
And I said, why? I just did that. And, she said, well, you didn't let us know. I said, I'm not part of a nonprofit. This is something out of pocket that we do on a regular, just out of our hearts and
Right.
kindness.
Right.
It's just something that God moved us to do.
Right.
So, in the process, I said, well, do y'all do coats? Because I do coats every year too. And she was like, yes. So, Nikki asked me to come out today, but here it is. God has blessed us to talk about this today. So maybe I can get with them tomorrow and see if I can get them y'all nonprofit number and see if we can bless them with some coats.
Absolutely. We can definitely do. Yes. Yep.
Yes, we can.
Yep.
definitely.
So, Boss Nikki, what you want to say, girl? I know you got questions,
So-
revelations.
Absolutely.
Shazam revelation.
Oh,
Wait,
thanks. Here
well,
we
let
go.
me sit back.
Here it
So
comes.
starting with you, Gigi. I've been knowing you for over 13, 14 years. Actually longer than that.
Yeah.
Through a mutual best friend. So how do you say that, this is about love and gratitude. How do you say that the loss of losing your sister, how do you allow yourself to get through it every day to push you to do work, community work, after being a cop for 21 years?
That's deep. How about that?
She didn't give you a warm up
Yeah.
question.
Let me
Ian.
take these glasses off.
Oh yeah. You gotta think about it.
Thank you.
Good God. I'll touch it with
She's going all in.
I used to teach too.
I'm gonna tell you, this is a story that if your shoes not tall,
Come
you're
on.
not ready for this.
All right now.
Okay? Because my husband was on life support
Mm,
and his family had me in family court.
mm.
At the same time, my sister was murdered.
Oh no, jeez.
Not only my favorite sister, but the sister I raised with 4 children from the age of 14. She had 4 children.
Mm-hmm.
So I was raising her and her children.
Mm.
And then the uncle that raised me died. So I lost 3.
Mm.
So I had to give up the houses that I own. That I already had went through a horrible divorce
Mm.
to win.
It's okay.
Mm-mm, it's okay.
We all have shared
On top of that, I caught a DUI on my driveway because I was throwing my sister that got murdered, best friend, a bachelor party in the basement. And we got into an argument, me and my husband, that passed, that was on life support. Because I asked him not to open the door for the police because they would let him die in jail because this would be his 3rd offense for domestic violence. Not because of us, but from previous relationships they had arguments with because of the law states. If you get in an argument, the aggressor go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked him not to open the door, but he said, but I'm gonna die. So I gave the kids the Christmas gifts. So he gave them the Christmas gifts, but I took them back. So his son called the police on me. Later on, 2 years later, he died drag racing 2 days after, the night of the celebration of his father's memorial. And my sister's son, the one that was murdered, died as well
Mm-hmm.
of a heart attack at the age of 21.
Wow.
They both was 21.
Jeez.
So I not only lost a husband, a sister, and a father that raised me, I lost a nephew and a stepson.
Mm.
My shoes is heavy,
Mm-hmm.
and I caught a case and got 3 misdemeanors
Wow.
that I chose to take, but the department knew that I didn't have an out. So I wasn't really charged. They supported me.
Mm-hmm.
And I thank Commander Williams for that. because he didn't have to support me.
Was it
But he
Kenneth
knew.
Williams?
No.
Okay.
But he didn't have to support me. But he chose to. But he shuffled my paperwork, and later on I was served 10 days. But I used it as a vacation. But life has its way of changing your life.
Oh God.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, God knows best.
Absolutely.
He absolutely does.
10 years before I retired, I was in a rollover accident
Oh man.
by a drunk driver female as well.
Mm.
They put me in a pole that they told me I wasn't gonna survive.
Wow.
I had only been married to my husband a couple of days. We got married October 18th.
Mhm.
This accident happened October 28th.
Wow.
Today at Destiny's birthday. Interesting. Well,
In front of the precinct, rollover. I caught it out. I was right there on the pole, unconscious.
Mm.
I survived and I came back to work in a couple of months. They didn't care about my well-being. Only thing they cared about is I made it back. But when it happened again, they was against me. They forced me back to work. They didn't care that I was unable to walk for 2 years.
Wow.
Nor did they care that I had multiple surgeries. They didn't care.
but look at you now.
Right. And how did that transpire into you doing give backs now, years later? Like now your heart is filled with gratitude.
So, during the process of me going through the process of the DUI, they told me I had to get back. So I started a girls group
Okay.
in the elementary and middle school
Mhm.
called Girls Talk,
Okay.
where the girls was able to sign, their mothers had, or their parents had to sign something saying they would open up and talk to me.
Mhm.
And if it was something very important, I would disclose it with the parents. Otherwise, it was somebody that they could talk to.
Okay.
And we would open up and have an open discussion. So it wasn't a nonprofit organization, but it was something that I gave back to the community, where it was something I gave my time to.
Amazing.
That's amazing.
And we found out a lot about these young girls.
Mm-hmm.
We found out some of these girls was raped by their mother's girlfriends, boyfriends, fathers.
Mm-hmm.
Someone was pregnant. Someone was raped. Some of them had STDs they didn't know they had, and didn't know how to tell their mothers, and they had them too long to even be cured.
No.
Wow.
Oh my
That's-
goodness.
However, some of the mothers attacked me until after the fact. They came and apologized. But without that girl group, the
They
girls
feel
would
they
have
suffer.
never knew that they had somebody to talk to,
Amen.
nor would their parents. And I did that at Barton Elementary.
Wow.
Well, that's amazing. That's really amazing. So I have to ask you a question to my Melissa coach.
Here I am.
So Melissa, listening to your story about how you were sexually assaulted and you were eating a lot. So do you want to give us just a little, maybe 1 or 2 seconds, 1 or 2 minutes to elaborate on it more, if you don't mind?
I just, when things happen to you, I don't think that people have health issues because it just is a health issue. There's under-rooted issues that everybody goes through, right? And so, for me, that was one for me. And I, you find comfort somewhere. A lot of people do drugs. It's an addiction. Mine happened to be food. And, and that's just kind of like what I went to. So
what made you turn everything into all of that pain and that hurt into love and gratitude? What made you appreciate things now?
everybody has a choice. You can
That is true.
either sulk in the moment and you can let it tear you apart and tear you down, which I did for years, or you can just say enough is enough and I get to choose how I'm going to live the rest of my life. And nobody can take that away from you if you choose every single day to choose you. Corporate America burned me 2 or 3 times. And I feel like those were some of the hardest times in my life when I worked really, really hard and helped somebody else build their company, right? I was just the assistant all the time. And then as soon as they don't need you, they leave you. And the third time that happened, I was like, enough is enough. I didn't know what I was doing, figuring it out. And and it was that personal development. You have to work on yourself because nothing around you is going to get better unless you choose you. And that's pretty much what it is.
That is true, and that's the reason why I went into entrepreneurship, because I felt there's no loyalty in the corporate world.
Yeah.
So that's my reason.
Yeah.
Everybody have their own personal reasons, but that's one of the reasons that I have. But getting to you, Britt. So you're a jack of all trades, as I always say.
I'm
You
like,
kinda-
just
you're
rub
just
on
like
me,
myself.
right?
I got a bunch on my plate too. You know, I'm my own genius. I don't even know.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm here for it. All of it.
But my girl, okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
yeah, so you inspired me because I finished real estate school and I actually graduated last year, but I haven't took my test. It's been so much on my plate, and so Stacey always tell me prioritize. She's like, you got so much on your plate, so I'm trying to narrow some things down. But I finished real estate school, so that's the biggest thing that's on my heart to do, as well as my nonprofit.
Okay.
But what made you? So was it something that the kids wanted to do? Your boys wanted to get into entrepreneurship, following behind mom, or is something that you influenced them to do on their own? So, and my next question is, what made you want to go into real estate after that?
Okay. So with the boys, I'm a firm believer that with boys, I don't feel like their passion or purpose is always so obvious. I feel like you have to expose them to different things, figure out what they like, what do they want to do. And so it was more so something I presented to them, like, hey, you guys ever thought about doing balloons? And they definitely was like, no. And I was like, but what if you could make this amount of money
Doing it?
And they were like,
okay.
all right, I'll try it. So I think what I did for them is influence their passion to make money, their passion to grind. Like my 12-year-old will literally on Halloween, I promise you, he bagged up his candy. He was like, I'm gonna sell this in school tomorrow. Sir, everybody got candy yesterday, sir. What are you doing? Listen, you have no idea. Somebody called me from the rec center and they was like, Tristan's been renting out his Switch. What?
Come on now.
And now Tristan is my youngest. He's 12.
He's getting that money.
And so I instilled the love of the money. I don't know if the event part just kind of was
he's thinking like mom. He's trying to be like
now
you.
Tristan will be like me. He will. I always tell my 16-year-old, I'm like, he is more so one of the ones that's just going with the flow. Balloons is not his passion. He's good at it. It's not his passion. I tell him it's okay. I'm great at real estate. I'm great at housing. That's not my passion.
Absolutely.
I'm good at it. So just because you're good at it doesn't mean that's your calling.
Absolutely.
And so he is more like, I'm going to just go with the flow. I was like, look, with me, the language I speak is entrepreneurship. I eat it, breathe it, sleep it. That's what I know.
High five over here.
I was like, look, if you were interested in entrepreneurship, I'll take you under my wing and you'll be the next Bill Gates, because that's what I know. I can teach you and pour that into you. I don't know nothing else. So whatever else you want to do, you're going to have to go to school. I'll find you a mentor. But Tristan, that's going to be... Tristan.
Let's go, Tristan.
Now that one, he about the money. He like, so tell me what to do.
Now your Tristan is my oldest son, Mike.
Oh, yes.
Now my daughter Destiny, she's like, I'll just roll with it.
If I gotta do it,
yeah,
okay.
that's her. If I
That's
gotta do
my
it, then I'll just
6-year-old.
go ahead and do it. But not preferably.
My
I prefer to
middle
work for
son,
someone every day and go punch a clock. That's what
You
she
have
likes.
3 boys?
I had 2 boys.
Two
boys and a daughter.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little
Me
Brit.
too.
Yeah, Brit.
But them boys, they out of college.
Jesus.
But it's like it's like
I would
twist arms
never
right
do
now.
this again.
Okay, you
But
almost there, sort of.
Listen,
But getting back
I've
to-
been counting
The real,
days.
she want to know about the real estate because
Okay,
this
real
is
estate.
organic for her.
So with
So
real
good.
estate, it just was a natural progression in the housing world and banking. I really kind of got into it because I was investing in property myself.
Okay.
And I was using it as a bargaining tool.
Okay.
So it's like, all right, I'm gonna give up my 3% commission. Give me a deal on this house, kind of deal.
Absolutely.
So it started as more of a bargaining chip as a way for that to be. But I ended up learning so much that it ended up being another avenue of teaching, another way for me to. I feel like in our community we don't learn about home ownership.
Right.
We don't.
Right.
We don't.
At all. Like we look at our people who raised us, and we can probably count on 1-2 hands how many of these older people own their own house.
And
let
us what we
alone
need to know.
multiple, just one,
Yeah.
their house.
Yes.
And so I'm like, ownership to me is the key to wealth. You cannot be
absolutely.
wealthy if you do not own. And I tell my students, I'm like, there is one investment that every investor has in common, and that's real estate. It doesn't matter if they in stock, if they in everything else, they got their money in somebody's real estate somewhere in some sort of way. So if every investor that's rich has their money in real estate, why we not catching on that there's clearly something there? We get caught up in the, in 2008 people lost their houses, or my friend, cousin, uncle, auntie refinanced their house and they end up losing it. And we're so consumed sometimes by all of the conspiracies and the things that are meant for us not to go out and pursue those houses, that we don't pay attention to what's real. So in my 32 years of life, we've owned 8 houses.
Okay.
And
awesome.
we were able to basically snowball all of our houses into buying this $500,000 house at 32.
Come on now.
All those stair steps up to that point, real estate was the way that we were able to get into this beautiful house that we love, as well as for me to be able to buy my mom's house. Like, it was real estate was the key to that. So while I'm good at entrepreneurship and teaching and all of those things are subsequent awesome things that I do, but real estate was really the catalyst that helped put me in position to be able to do the things I want to do.
Amazing.
Well, this is an amazing story.
So great.
Everybody's story is amazing. You guys all have your own stories of different testimonies, trials and tribulations that you guys have been through. The love and the gratitude is just amazing. It's appreciation. That's my thing for 2022. Accountability was mine, but unfortunately Stacey took it. Accountability. No. But anyway,
I had it first.
we're gonna go back.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful and I'm gracious, so I share.
She's gonna share.
that's fine.
But we're gonna go back to Texas when I start saying accountability, and then we'll see who.
That's hilarious.
But anyway, I'm just listening to your story is interesting. It would be a good thing for you to talk to Mike Kendall, because Kendall can draw his behind off, but unfortunately, he's like a computer genius. Like, he need to come sit with Ray because he can figure some things out. He wants to be an engineer. He want to do coding. He's like the computer geek. Yeah. So he like really a computer geek. So he has the gaming system, everything, and Kendall was just, and my husband supports those things. He buy anything he wants. That kid has so much stuff. I'm like, wow, Dad. I guess I'm the bad mother of the year.
What's about to happen in
It's not a competition.
2022?
It's not a competition.
I don't buy those.
Okay.
That's not a
It's all right.
competition.
So you said what?
Because I don't buy those.
Gratitude, accountability. So for 2022,
My word is intentional. Accountability was 2020. But
oh,
that
she
leads
like,
into
I'm
being
past
intentional.
that. She,
Yeah, I'm
Y'all know
she
always
can have
Not for me, accountability. Accountability was for me for
Every year.
2021, but my year for 2022 was gratitude.
Gratitude.
Gratitude. It's definitely gratitude.
in 2022, I am bringing everything full circle. Finally, we are launching our teen entrepreneurship incubator.
Yes.
Come on, I need to get
So excited about it. They're going to be working with me for 8 weeks on business plans. They're going to get introduced to mentors in the field that they're hoping to be in, etiquette dinners, speech, all of that stuff. And then at the end, they'll pitch and they'll win money towards their business.
Excited.
And I'm really excited about that because I started my entrepreneurial journey at 15.
Yeah.
I was 15 years old with ice cream truck. And so I knew from then that this is what I wanted to do, but nobody takes you serious when you're that young. They think that you don't really know what you want.
Now, it's funny that you said the ice cream truck. God rest my brother. So, man, my brother had an ice cream truck, and I used to ice cream truck with him, selling the ice. Yes, it is. Selling the ice cream off the ice cream truck. My brother was the first one that I was like, wow, you have ice cream truck. You hear the little music, So that's interesting. We have that in common. Our entrepreneurship, to me, is just like amazing. When you can get with a bunch of women, link with them, you guys can do connection with them. One of my sister girl, Keita, she's actually, she reached out to me and said, hey sis, I have someone that want to get with us in regards to some information from the last podcast that Ray had taped. And she said, you know what would be a good idea? And I said, we think alike. She said, we should all have each person that comes on to the podcast, you know, that is affiliated with the Sister Girls, to give their background. So that way, if someone needs to communicate with them, they can reach out on our website and say, hey, Melissa does, you know, wealth coach. Stacy does wealth coach. She's a professor. She's a mentor. You're a real estate agent, etc. You do all type of marketing with doing, making dreams come alive. You know what I'm saying? So that would be something interesting that we need to do. So everybody that has come on the podcast, we will get you guys' credentials. Some of y'all already have, because I get it from Stacy, or people send it to me directly. So we'll post you guys, if it's okay with you guys, to post you guys on our website for the Sister Girl, Sister Bond. So people need to get involved with those different things that we have of entrepreneurship, wellness coach, nonprofit, and different things. And she's a retired police officer. She might know sources of different things of how to help, you know, kids with this. Kids are afraid to tell their mom, their dad that they have been sexually assaulted, whatever. She may be the best person to go to. Stacy, mentor, teaching, college. Somebody might want to get in college but don't know how to get the scholarships, can't afford it. Stacy can grant them that direction. Myself, me, I have an online store. I have, you know, a whole bunch of stuff. This podcast, I'm CEO and founder of this, my nonprofit, and I'm working on a transportation company, and I'm trying to get into the real estate as well as
See
my
what I'm
trucking
saying?
company.
She got a partner. So
So
I'm gonna help you get
I'm
together
trying
now.
to like get all of that together, and my book is coming out with Sister Girls Motivation Turns into Determination. So my book will be out next year. So you know, I'm coming through hard for 2022.
Yeah.
So like she said, our intentions for 2022 is to do better. You know better to do better, but we want to be amazing and great at what we do. So I'm really excited to have you guys on tonight. I want you guys to come back. I want to do pretty much you know, show all of us come on. Maybe Ray can find somewhere where we can all come back together, and Stacy can give us that, you know, group session with all of us together. That'd be something amazing where we all come together and show diversity of women coming together and not putting each other down, and we're building each other up, we're lifting each other up, and we're pushing each other to our greatness. That's one of her words. As well as coming together and having that sisterhood and sister bond. It doesn't matter what color your skin, like she said earlier in the conversation, it's love. Why we all just can't love on each other and study hate on each other. So my thing is, if I gotta hate you, I don't need to be around you, but I want to join the love. I want to join where I'm going to get that love and feel love. You also got to get it in order to get it. So as we get ready to close out this evening, I just want to say I'm like really appreciate you, beautiful Divas, coming on tonight, taking out the time to drive from Flint and drive from, as I say, West Hill. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. We always got to have a joke on the podcast, me and Stacy. And I love my professor because she's always my right-hand person. That's my ride or die right there. She's the best, the greatest. There's no one else like her. We'll know what to do without her. And I thank Gigi for coming. You know, she's retired. She came from Southfield. She has a lot of stuff that she's working on and doing too. And then, you know, just the thought of, you know, in the grieving process of losing so many people that she's lost, and all of us has lost someone close. We lost some close people to us lately from our church, and it's been hitting us hard. But we're trying to push through, and we want to do scholarships and remembrance of people that we've lost that has been close to us through our nonprofit to give back.
So that is coming in the future, and we'll talk more about that. But time has been well spent. Amen.
Amen.
Can we get the benediction?
We can work on it.
Can we get the benediction?
The benediction
now?
is the benediction is don't forget to come to our gala and decorate us.
Yeah, that's April. We'll definitely talk about that. But
Yes.
the benediction really is December 12th. Help a little one.
Yes.
We still taking donations. Inbox us. Be there, please. We love all donations. Gift cards, cash. Got 5 on it. Let's go. Thank y'all for y'all time. Have a wonderful week.
Peace.